Hello everyone and welcome to a brighter day. I hope that you are having a bright day today, and as always I have a special guest that is making the community brighter, and I'm sure she has made many of your days brighter. So travel season is upon us. School is out. It's the unofficial start of summer where everybody starts taking their vacations and just planning a really fun summer. So it's only appropriate that this week is actually National Travel and Tourism Week. So because of that, I have brought the Executive Director of Visit Meridian, Laura Carmichael, here. I'm sure she has made your days brighter because all of these fun events and travel and museums and everything, this is the lady who supports that and brings that tourism into our area. But she's also poured into our community in other ways. She has formerly worked at Rush & Anderson as community development. Then she worked for the city of Meridian as community development. She worked at MCC as public relations and communications coordinator, and we would like to thank MCC for sponsoring our digital news desk. And she's also earned her master's in business. Y'all, that's our scanner going off. If you hear the alarms in the background, goes off all day telling us the news. She also has her master's in business administration from MSU. You are a very accomplished lady that is serving our community, and welcome to A Brighter Day.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here. And you know, talking about my education, most of it I got right here in Meridian, which I loved. And you know, talking about Meridian Community College, a place that's near and dear to my heart, I actually taught, when I worked there, I taught broadcast. So many of the people that are still here at WTOK were students in my classes, and you know, that was one of the best times in my life, was having that experience at Meridian Community College. It's such a great place to, you know, teach the local and those who come to the college, you know, that real world experience, and it's just such a great college, and a starting point for everybody who's looking, you know, to do something for their future. So.
And the people in Meridian and Lauderdale County are so blessed to have that opportunity. We were talking about just the high level of education that you can get there. It's awesome, and you cannot beat free. So it's just a really great opportunity for our students around here.
And it's so neat to see those students, you know, and they're out here and they're in the work world and they're doing great things.
They go out and make a difference. They make a brighter day.
A brighter day.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you. Okay. How did you get to be the Executive Director of Visit Meridian? Just kind of share a little bit of your story with us.
Well, honestly, you know, Meridian and Lauderdale County, I've lived here most of my life, and I've always been a supporter of our community, of the great things we have. I've always tried to be really positive about our community, and you know, so it just I was really blessed because it just seemed like a natural fit. And you know, in a point in my life where it's like, I worked for the city for 5 or 6 years, and I was like, I loved it, and I just giving back as a service industry, and just being able to give back and try to promote all things that are great. We've got so many good things to share about Meridian and Lauderdale County, so I love it. I'm very, very fortunate to be in this role, and so.
Well, you are doing a great job. She actually brought some little trinkets for us to show off. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is? You might see these as you're driving down the road.
That's right. So you might not see them right here in Meridian, but this is one of our billboards that is relatively new. We place those outside the market, you know, Tuscaloosa, Laurel, Hattiesburg. 90 miles is usually kind of our goal, you know, to get people to come into Meridian, to raise that awareness about what we have to offer. And this is one of our billboards, and you'll see it's we like to call ourselves the unofficial cultural capital.
I was going to ask you about that. How are we the unofficial cultural capital?
That's from an article from Garden and Gun magazine, and they related, you know, Meridian to being we're like the cultural seat. If you think about all the great cultural assets we have in the Meridian, we have the museums, we have artists, we have live music, we have musicians, all right here from Jimmy Rogers. I mean, he's the father of country music, American music. He's right here from Meridian. So we really think that's a big selling point for Meridian and Lauderdale County is, you know, how many towns our size has 6
Right.
museums.
Right.
We're pretty much walking distance. So
And they're
we're so lucky
beautiful
for that.
museums.
Yes.
So y'all be on the lookout for this. It's
Yes.
so awesome. A great picture of our city
Yes.
to share with everybody else. So
Yes.
I love that. It's a cute
Thank
little
you.
mini billboard that
It
she brought.
is.
Okay, so you told us a little bit about
Yes.
you, and it's really neat that you taught some of the people here. I thought
I
that was a
did.
really
I know
cute,
Thomas
fun
and so
fact.
yes,
And you've
it's-
done so many great things for our city. But is it a challenge? Do you find it a challenge to market a smaller city like Meridian?
Right.
Because we're not a beach,
Right.
we're not the mountains.
We're not the mountains. That's right.
We're just kind of a small southern
Right.
town. So has that been challenging? How have you done that?
I would like to say it's a challenge, but it is also an asset. It's also, we're charmed. We really try to focus on the history, the culture, all things that make Meridian so special. And we have a lot of those. I mean, we're one of the only, locations that has a Denzel carousel. We have a children's museum. Like when you come into our main thoroughfare, Sealabore Parkway, the first thing you see is that beautiful children's museum. And then you cross the bridge, and we always say we want to get them across the bridge too. When you come across
Lure
that
'em
bridge,
in.
lure 'em in. When you come across that bridge, you see, oh my gosh, this state-of-the-art Max, Mississippi Arts and Entertainment that celebrates all things Mississippi, all artists, all writers and culinary, and then it just takes you in, and it's really kind of easy to sell that we
Yeah.
have. And then we have museums like Soule. We got the Railroad Museum, Meridian Museum of Art, one of my favorites, right where you can walk around and you can experience all those things. And a lot of times people who come in for conferences, of course we market to conferences and things like that too, and we're able to package up those those
Right.
experiences when
Right.
you can get them to the museums, you can eat at some of our great restaurants downtown. We have the oldest restaurant in Mississippi, Wyman's. We have Harvest Grill. We have all those great restaurants downtown, Jean's Eatery. And then, of course, the MSU Riley Center. I mean, who has Bob Dylan play in their downtown?
Right.
So, all those things just help make it a lot easier. So
Right.
we still have to work and,
Right.
make sure
We're
we're
kind of the
telling the
hidden
story.
gem.
We're the hidden gem.
So you
Yes,
have to
we are.
advertise that
we do,
to other
we
people.
Do. So,
Yeah.
and we've been fortunate to, after the pandemic, tourism, of course, it took a hit during those times, and we were fortunate there were some recovery funds. We're fortunate enough to get some of those, and so we're able to spend a little more on our advertising dollars to be able to get a
Okay.
further reach and do some more creative things
Yeah.
to really encourage people to come.
Visit.
We're funded through our hotel tax, a 2.5 hotel tax. So people staying in those hotels is what make us tick as far as, the tourism office. So
Okay,
yes.
I didn't know. I don't know if I didn't know that.
Yes.
And we were
so-
talking about this beforehand, but I in 2018 was Meridian's Miss Hospitality.
Yes, I remember you.
Then I went on to become Mississippi's Miss Hospitality, so I
Yes,
got to
yes.
go to things like the
Yes.
Governor's Tourism Conference and
yes.
share my Mississippi speech, and I got to travel around the whole state and visit with so many tourism
Yes,
professionals
yes.
that they pour their heart and soul into this state to make it the
They
best
do.
place possible. And it's just really inspiring, and y'all are what makes our state great.
Yes.
So we appreciate y'all.
Yes, and that's one thing, talking about the state level, and that's one thing that I have really enjoyed about, my position now is that support and the camaraderie between all the other tourism directors in the state.
Yes.
And it's just a great network,
It
and
is,
I've
yeah.
met some new friends, and I'm loving it because they are just so passionate about what they do, and I think it takes that, to be
I know.
able
What
to
do you think about
this.
those Hattiesburg ladies?
Oh, they're wonderful. I cannot say enough about Marlo and the crew there. They're fabulous.
They hold a special place in my heart for sure.
Yes, they are.
So, kind of coming back to Meridian.
Yes.
Not only do y'all advertise and want people to come visit Meridian, but we already have some great people in Meridian that
Oh,
sometimes
yes.
they don't get out of their bubble. I
That's
was
right.
guilty of that. Becoming Meridian's Miss Hospitality really taught me, hey, my city has some great things.
Yes.
Because I live kind of out in the county on a little farm, and you come to town and you do things, but you aren't really aware of what
Right.
the city has to offer
Right.
because you kind of stay in your own little bubble. Like
Right.
we have our own little post office, our 3 gas stations, and our Dollar General. And that's kind of where I hung out. So when I became Miss Hospitality, I was like, oh wow, it was the year we got the Max, and that was a
Right.
really, really big deal. So it was brand new. Everybody was coming to that, and I remember getting to take a tour through that. And I was like, this is amazing that our city has
fabulous,
this.
yes.
Of course, I always love Earthbound Tea because I like
yeah.
supporting.
That's where I met you.
I know. I like supporting
where
our
we first
local
met,
agriculture and farmers
Yes.
and that side of Meridian. But Meridian really has something for everyone, from the Children's
does.
Museum for the kids, the
Yes.
carousel.
Oh, my goodness.
The museums are for everyone, between the Max, the Jimmy
Yes.
Rogers, the new art museum that we
Yes.
have. I mean, in Meridian, there is something for
There
everyone.
he is, there he is.
So if you have not got out of your own bubble, we were
That's
talking
right.
about, you could have a staycation.
yes, yes.
If somebody was to have a staycation in their
Right.
own city, what are the top places that you would personally recommend for them to go?
Well, I think it depends on what your passions are.
Yes.
But let's say you're an outdoor enthusiast, you can come stay in Meridian. Bonita Lake, and I shared this yesterday. Bonita Lake is so beautiful, and it's right in the middle, basically, of
Yep.
downtown. So you have Bonita Lakes. There's cycling, there's kayaking, there's fishing.
There's horse trails.
Horse trails.
Yeah,
I
know.
rode horses many years,
Yeah.
and those are some of the best horse trails I've ever been on. I've gone to Tennessee
Yeah.
and other places, and they're beautiful.
They're
And you
beautiful.
see, just the way that the nature and everything about it. There's Oak Tibby Lake. There's camping. There's great fishing there. So a lot of things for the outdoors. If you like history, you can definitely make a little staycation out of that. We have a civil rights trail. We have a Civil War trail. We have the country music trail. We're 4 on it. That's a statewide trail. So we have
Okay.
4 markers from the country music trail. We have the blues trail that we have markers. So we have those kind of things. The carousels that are sprinkled
Yeah.
all around town. You can do a downtown tour, or you can do the whole county tour.
Yeah.
You can stay at one of our hotels, the 3 Foot downtown. You can plan a day at the museums. Experience the Max, experience
Yep.
the Children's Museum if you have young children, and eat at some of our restaurants, and then catch a show at the MSU Riley Center. I mean,
Look at
there's
that.
lots of things that you can do, and we'd love to package. We're probably not a week-long destination, but if you come in and stay a day and 2 days,
Even a weekend.
a weekend,
Yep.
you've got so much, to do.
Yeah.
And so many, and there's even things outside in the county area. We have a motorsports park, and why not? So
Yeah.
a lot of people love to come and stay there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of equestrian events at the Ag Center, and there's just so much. And
There's
so we
literally
really love to market that.
something for
Yes.
everybody.
If you like antiquing, oh my goodness, we have some of the best antique stores around, so
Yeah.
people can experience that. So, and a lot of times people are passing through. We in our office, in our visitor center, we get a lot of people who are traveling. We're in the perfect location, so they may be coming from the East Coast, traveling towards the West, and they stay and are able to experience a couple days here to see what we all have.
Yeah, for sure. I read an article. I don't know who wrote it. I can't remember. I know our general manager shared it.
Yes.
But it was a lady that was traveling through, and I think a lot of times the South gets some negative stereotypical
Right,
things that
right.
you see in the national media. So people think of Mississippi and they think, the deep South, and they
Yes.
just have a certain idea. But when they travel through Meridian and they see the cultural diversity that we have, that there's
yes.
something for everyone, just the rich history,
Right.
I think people are really taken aback because they didn't expect to find
They did
such
not.
a gem
Right.
in the South.
In the South.
So,
Well, and last week, the Jimmy Rogers Festival is a great example too of those type of festivals and live music that we have. But every night, I attended every night, and from Monday night, the diversity was just so great
Yeah.
to Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, the gospel brunch. And I mean, it was like, this is happening right here in Meridian.
Yes.
And we hosted all those things. And, I have to really give a shout out to them in this year and their efforts. And they really have made such a difference. And I can't wait to see
Yeah.
the future of those.
just gonna
that
grow.
It's going to grow.
Yeah.
And from a marketing, tourism part, Jimmy Rogers is one of the most that's what everybody calls
Yeah.
about. They want to go
He's
to the museum.
iconic.
Exactly. And they love that history of him. So it's just a lot.
wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. It's bright.
So if you
Yes.
don't have summer vacation plans, maybe
Yes.
it's not your budget this year, That's okay. You don't have to go anywhere to have a vacation. You can have a staycation.
Stay right here. That's right.
Yeah, we have some wonderful things.
We do.
And I know it's going to get bigger and better.
It
And
is. It is.
a lot of that is thanks to you. I know you have big
Well,
plans for the future and just
We want to.
loving on Meridian,
Well,
making it a brighter
yes, we
place.
do love Meridian.
So we appreciate
So,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about that you started this year
Yes.
is highlighting our hospitality heroes.
Yes.
Because without those people that are working in the restaurants, working in the hotels,
Right.
working in all of those roles, people's experiences wouldn't be great.
They
They
would
would
not.
travel through Meridian.
That's right.
They wouldn't feel that Southern hospitality without all of those people pouring their hearts and souls into that. How did you kind of come up with that, or like what was the inspiration behind wanting to highlight those people?
Well, if you think about it, those are our frontline people. Whether you come in, you may be stopping in Meridian to get a tank full of gas
Right.
and some snacks at the store. And so those people are the first encounters they have. And so they're our ambassadors. They work really hard. And then, of course, the hotels, So the hospitality industry is made up of our hotels, of course, our retail, restaurants, attractions and museums, and
Yes.
then we added a category because a lot of people love the mixologists,
The mixologists,
the
yes.
mixologists. So
Yes.
we wanted to add that too because they encounter a lot of people who come and just maybe they're just need a friend,
Right.
Or and a lot of times, and I get this story all the time about somebody going to a restaurant and. The waiter's at the table and they're sitting there and they're, okay, what is there to do in Meridian? So we came up with these little cards.
These are so cute,
that-
y'all. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if we
let's
can
see.
get them a little closer
Get 'em a
for
little
people
closer.
to. All right,
So-
so these little cards,
Yes.
5 things to do in Meridian.
Yes, and those just kind of highlight and doesn't encompass anything. We didn't, but kind of is a teaser on the front. 5 things to do in Meridian. And then the
like
back
this.
takes you to a QR code that goes
Right
to our
here.
website that
Yeah.
shares everything. So we want that waiter to
Yeah.
take it out and say, well, here, take a look at what all we have to do in Meridian.
That was my next question. Where can
Yes.
people find
Yes,
these?
well, they can find them at our office, our
Okay.
visitor center, which is on Front Street, or you can get it from we're taking them to restaurants and hotels. And I know yesterday at the awards that we did for the tourism week, David Haggard grabbed a handful and he was taking them to the convenience stores or the stores that are
Yes.
where the travelers come through.
Right.
So we want them accessible and available so everybody will know what all fun things we have to do.
I love this. And if y'all want to know
Yes.
what's on them, it says take a spin on the Denzel Carousel,
Yes.
immerse yourself at the Max, groove to Full Moon on 5th, dine downtown and enjoy a show at the MSC Riley Center, or enjoy nature at Bonita Lakes.
Yes.
I love
Thanks.
these. So we
Yes.
want to highlight the people who won.
Yes.
You actually remember their names. I have their names pulled up.
I
But
do.
y'all gave an award to retail, mixologists, attractions, hotels, and then Courtney Keith at the Max won the overall
Yes,
prize. So she
yes.
got $500, correct?
She did.
Yeah.
And then we're also, because it was so close, another attraction really stood out, and that was Alana Broughton from the Jimmy Rogers Museum.
Okay.
She's a board member, and she volunteers at the museum all the time. And so she was highlighted as well, and we're going to give a donation to, she's a special education project that she's working
Okay.
on for the Jimmy Rogers Museum.
I love that.
So, and Courtney, of course, just the nominations were so, it just touched me to see what people were writing about all these individuals that were recognized. And on our Facebook page, you will see a list of everybody who
Okay.
were all the nominees, because we want
Okay.
to spotlight everybody.
Yes.
But it just what they were saying about them is like, I went to the hotel and this person helped me with, plan my daughter's birthday party, or they got my rooms and they made sure everything was, just spot on when I got, arrived, and just
Right.
things like
With
that.
that little
and
extra
that
care.
experience. And if you think about when you experience something like that, you remember that person, forever. And
Absolutely.
and the way they touched, your experience that you had. So these are they are the lifeblood of our industry. It's definitely not me.
They're
These
the
are the people
ones
who are out there in
making
the
it a brighter
trenches
day.
and making a brighter day.
Yes.
So David Haggard was our retail winner.
Yes.
David is so enthusiastic about what he does, and so
I've done a story on him.
Yes,
He is
so
always
he
smiling.
is
Always has a
smiling.
smile.
It's always great. Stephen Thomas from Jean's Restaurant won the restaurant division, and same thing. He's always, you know,
Has a
there
smile.
to smile and accommodate you as you're dining, and wants to make sure everything's perfect.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to think who I forgot.
I know. It's the pressure. The pressure's
pressure,
on.
who we forgot.
So
No.
the mixologist
Yes,
was Christine
yes,
Moore.
Oh my goodness, her nominee was it was awesome, because they were like, you know, if they don't have what I want, she's going to find it, and she's going to talk to me, and she's going to make my day better, you know. So
Sweet.
it's just wonderful people out there who
I love
represent
that.
us. They're all tourism directors. If you think
Yeah.
about it, we all are tourism directors.
We all promote our own
we all
town.
promote our town.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, we can't say enough about what they mean to
I
our
love that.
industry.
And then did we say attractions? Yeah,
Yes,
we said
Alana,
attractions.
and then Courtney, of course.
And then
Oh,
hotels.
hotel, Kayla. Oh my
Kayla
goodness.
Cabanis.
Cabanis, yes. 3-foot hotel, Kayla. She is just amazing, and I can't say
Yay.
enough about her, because she
That's
is
awesome.
always out there making sure everything's right when you check in,
Yes.
and just making sure it runs smoothly.
Well, I'm just so glad that y'all did that, and you're highlighting these
yes.
people, because they really are making people's day
are.
brighter,
They
and just
are.
out there in the trenches working hard, going the extra mile. And we want to thank y'all. And so
Right.
I love that you did that.
And everybody and all the nominees, they're all just special places, and you know, we can't do it without them, and they just mean a lot to our community.
Absolutely. Okay, so we kind of covered a lot.
Yes.
We hope that we've encouraged y'all to get out and
Yes.
visit Meridian. Even if you live in Meridian, go
Yes.
find something new that you haven't seen. Visit a new museum, a new
Yes.
restaurant. Get out there and explore, because there's some amazing things to find. But can you think of a day, since it's called a brighter day, that someone made your day brighter?
Oh, all the time. Yes. You know, and it could be. Well, one example is I was at a restaurant one time, and my waiter went over and beyond. You know, when I asked about something, they made sure that I got it. And it's just little things like that that just make a difference. So, or it might be that person at a museum that came up to me and said, "Hey, let me show you this," or "Did you know about this?" Or they weave their own stories into it. So it's just the little things. A lot of times, it may be that mint on the hotel pillow
Yes.
that somebody left, like the
Little Hershey's
housekeeper
kiss.
left a little kiss on the on the hotel pillow that just said, "Hey, you matter." And so, yes, I have those experiences all the time, and I do like to share those.
I love
and
that.
I like to encourage other people to do the same
Yes,
thing.
in a world where people tear people
Yes,
down
yes.
so often, it's so important to highlight those people that build each other
They
up
do.
and to build people
Yes,
up.
yes,
So,
no doubt. So,
well, thank
I've
you for
enjoyed
stopping
it.
by.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you. If y'all have
Yes.
any questions, you have some very sweet comments.
Aw.
Thomas says that you were one of his broadcasting teachers, and that you're one of the reasons why he does what he does.
oh, I love that.
And we have just a bunch of sweet comments. She'll definitely go back and read those. If y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to her. She knows all things Meridian, so if you ever have a question, she's there to answer.
Well, thank you.
All right, so
Thank you,
y'all
thank you.
go out and make somebody else's day brighter. And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all
always.
go out and have a brighter day. We have some beautiful weather today, so maybe get out and enjoy the Bonita
Yes,
Lakes. Go have a
definitely.
picnic or something.
Yes, and we got some fun events coming up, so be sure and
Yeah,
and
do you
make
want to
sure.
plug any of those?
State games in Mississippi. We've got Juneteenth coming up. Oh, it's fabulous. Terrence at the city does a great job with that.
See, Meridian
I'm being
always.
quick, I know.
No, you're fine.
We got the Meridian Night Picnic. It's coming up, so it's going to be good. And full moon on 5th.
Always
One of
a
my
good
favorites.
time.
Always a good time, June 1st. So let's,
Okay.
support those activities.
Yes,
For
get
sure.
out, support the tourism industry.
Yes, yes.
Just get out and enjoy your city, because a lot of times people complain. I hate to talk about that on here,
Yes.
but especially in my generation, the younger people are always like, oh, I want to move away.
Yes.
I want to go to bigger and better opportunities. But if you would just take the time to get out in your city and appreciate what you have, we could just continue to make it a better place.
Exactly.
So I encourage you to get out and explore and see what gems that you can find in your own city. Thanks for stopping by.
Always a pleasure.
Y'all have a brighter day. Bye, y'all.